determined not to take too much time because I know people want to get to questions and answers. And because Barrister Kola did such an amazing job of painting the landscape of what's going on in America right now, I just want to attack just one or two points just to show up what he was saying. And what I want to just put in people's spirits is that it is a different time in America. So you are not, hallucinating when you look at what's going on and you are kind of concerned. It is concerning. There is no other way to put it that we are just in a different time. And one of the things that Barrister Kola said that's very important is that it's important to know it's temporary. It is a temporary thing going on. It is as fleeting as if a new administration takes place, they can come and undo everything that's been done now. But this is what we are living through. So what I want to do is just to do a quick, roundup of what you should be thinking of right now. And if I can just focus a bit on our undocumented people who are in the country in America right now, and you are undocumented, and just to speak to that group of people, that cohort of people, because they are the ones who are dealing with so much right now, and there's so much panic in the whole field, and even lawyers are in a position where they are wondering, what to tell some of their clients. Like Barrister Kola said, there are a lot of things that can still be going on for you in terms of your processing. I always advise keep processing. Make sure paperwork is being sent in. Respond to all immigration correspondences. Update immigration on your address, your living situation. Do not give room for anything that's been sent to you to be missing. Very essential. Don't miss any mailings. Don't miss any emails. For those of you who do not already have it, try to get an online account with USCIS, with USCIS.gov. Try to get an online account for your filing. If you have an online account, there's a good opportunity for you to keep up to date with your filing. So I'm saying all this because it will become important if at any point, God forbidding, you encounter the immigration services. If you have filing online that you can refer to, if you have documentation that people can, that the agents can access, or that a lawyer representing you can present, it is going to be very important. So please have something on file. Have something on file. Make sure that you are filing for whatever your immigration lawyer has advised you that is open to you, whether it be asylum, family or relative filing, whether it be work-related, student visa, whatever it is. Make sure there's something on file for you. Do not be caught with nothing on file for you. So I just want to put that right up front. Secondly, when you are following up with your immigration information, make sure that you are not, delinquent in sending them documentation. You must make sure that you keep up with that. These are just precautionary methods of making sure that your filing is protected. You have to protect your filing. I want to say this as an attorney myself, working with a lot of lawyers. I know that to a client, your case is the most important case in your life. To the lawyer, you are one of many important cases. So there are times where, people get frustrated because, your attorney is not getting back to you as quickly as you want. Some lawyers are better than others. Some lawyers are more available than others. I'm saying this to say, do not let that be a determining factor of how much you keep up with your own filing. Call as many times as you need to, and in reality, you are able to actually call immigration yourself. USCIS has their own 1-800 number. You can reach out to yourself and keep yourself informed on your matter. When you're represented by your lawyer, usually they do want to speak to your lawyer, but it doesn't stop you from making your calls as well. So please keep your own, you are responsible for your filing in many ways. Your lawyer is doing what they are doing. So, and the other thing I wanted to touch on, because like I said, I'm just going to finish off with this. If you are in a position where you are approached by an ICE official, now we all realize it's happening differently in different places. So if you're on the East Coast, if the president has not sent in the federal officers into your own area, you are dealing with a different thing. If you're, in some of our areas in the South or Midwest, where we are here in Houston, the enforcement is with the cooperation of the government. You understand? So the state government, the local, most of the local authorities, they are willingly cooperating with ICE to enforce the ICE mandates. So you have to understand that to know that if you are in some of these states, your approach is going to be a little different. What do I mean? Barrister Kola gave us a really strong description of what your rights are when you are approached by law enforcement in general, and in particular by ICE officers. You have the right to remain silent. Very important right. As a criminal defense attorney, as a former prosecutor, that is one of the first things you learn. That's one of the first things you tell people who come to you, hopefully before before they encounter. So you have the right to remain silent. That right is actually a right against self-incrimination. That's what it comes from. In other words, you are able to remain silent so that you do not say anything that can incriminate you. And that's what Barrister Kola was breaking down. So you don't give them information that you later have to now explain. You don't give them information that you are not sure of. You don't give them information that you cannot corroborate, that you don't have evidence for. You don't volunteer information that will make it easier to deport you or to arrest you. So that is why being silent is important. It's going to be difficult. As a former prosecutor, I can tell you, it's easy to say these things, but God forbid when you are in those situations, it doesn't come naturally because there is a tendency to want to defend yourself and to say what's going on. So there are a few things that you can ask. Am I being arrested? What am I being detained for? Am I free to leave? As respectfully and as politely as you can say those things. Those are the few things I sometimes allow my people who call me and ask me to just because you want to preserve the record. One of the challenges that prosecutors have in court is being able to show that everything was done by the book by the officer. One way you can record mistakes by officers is to have them answer questions like, am I being arrested? Am I free to leave? Aside from that, even that, I would say if you don't have to, don't say it. Bottom line, remain silent because it will allow your lawyer to help you at the end of the day. I want to also add to this in terms of preparation. So we're getting a little practical. You have encountered ICE. They are knocking at your door. As Barrister Kola said, by law and by right, you don't have to open the door for them. You do not have to open the door for them. But as Barrister Nzanti rightly noted, some things are happening that are not even according to the law. Okay, can we be real? There have been situations where some of the officers, as far as I can tell, with my experience, are violating policy. They are violating constitutional principles. What does that mean? You have the right to remain silent. You have the right not to open your door without a valid court-signed warrant being shown to you. Those are your rights. Reality, there are situations where ICE is now having a memo, internal memo that has been passed around to them saying that they can break down doors if they have reason to believe that someone in that establishment or in that house is an undocumented immigrant that needs to be removed. So what you have is you may not open your door, they might break it in. So it still applies for you to be ready to still be taken in. Okay, let's be real. We are trusting in that, these things will not be our situation, but if it is, you have to have some kind of idea. So emergency plans. You need to have the phone number and contact number of an attorney with you at all times. Just make sure you have that, whether in your memory or, in your phone. You have emergency contact numbers of people that can help you. If you are not able to get the attorney, someone that can keep calling for you, have that. For those of us who have children, you have to make sure that you have emergency contacts that can take care of the children. You have to have those things planned out. I do not intend to, alarm anyone, but I hope I'm speaking to us as people who understand that things are already happening to some people, in some of our communities. So none of these things are, so impossible to experience, but you must be ready. You must have a plan. And again, make sure you do not have anything that you have said to the officials that can put you in trouble. Let your documentation be with you at all times. You might be able to be free of the situation just by being able to show documentation. So that's important. And unfortunately, I have to extend this warning, this advice, even to people who have their green cards, even to citizens, to just be aware at all times, because there are situations right now where people who are, documented are being taken in only to be released or to be dropped off somewhere after it's been confirmed that they are citizens. So I just wanted to be particular about what's going on right now and how we should all be careful. For those of us who've put our filings in, like Barrister Kola explained, there's a pause on some filings right now that it means that you're not able to get your filing processed to the last part where you get your green card or you get your documentation approved. But keep filing, keep following up, and maintain as much of your status as you can. I want to finish with this. Needless to say, this is a time to be extremely law abiding if you can manage it. Do not have any encounters with law enforcement that you can avoid. So if you're driving, have your paperwork in order, follow speed limits, do the things that you would normally do anyway, but be more conscious of them now to reduce the opportunities of having such encounters. We don't need to tell you, or, do not be in violation of any laws, do not commit any crimes. One of the easiest methods to get deported or to even get your residence, revoked is to get arrested for a crime. Certain crimes of moral turpitude, they're going to destroy your immigration chances anyway. So as much as you can, this is a time to just really be focused on preserving your status, making sure that you are doing everything you're supposed to. And I will just end it right there for any other questions that we might have. Thank you so much. And I appreciate being here. Thank you.